see myself.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's all right.
Excitement is gonna happen.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Just a
The
countdown.
countdown.
I never signed up.
Can everybody else hear us pretty well?
Okay. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what? You can hear them.
We lost
Oh.
the original picture.
Nope. I thought I finished school already.
Oh, Daniel's joining us.
Kind of is. Just us. Interesting breezes on.
No, it's like
Where? Oh yeah.
that's not it.
Oh,
that's not it.
Your hair is sticking out.
I don't know how to put the camera on.
Oh, there we go. Hi,
Ahí la tienes. No, for us no.
Look at you. It's like when you go to school, you guys can wear like t-shirts and like stuff like that. Not if we have to wear dress. And boys can't.
I will spell your name wrong.
Xavier.
Miriam and Josie.
It's a little bit.
Can they even hear us?
Okay. Oh,
I'm in a fancy bus.
hi, Noah.
It's Peyton.
Hi, Noah.
¿El teléfono no está ahí? ¿Atrás, Carlita?
No.
Fíjate.
Yeah.
They're right there, Dan.
And Miriam and Josh. Hello. Say hello. Oh, there's he's waving. Yay.
Oh,
I can find the volume.
You guys hear us?
Hey, Jay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank goodness.
Relax.
Hey, Daniel, how are you?
Hi,
Can you
we're
guys
great.
hear me?
How are you guys?
Doing good. Doing great.
hi.
Hey, Noah. What's up, buddy?
Can you guys hear me or no?
De la
I can hear you.
cara.
I can hear you.
View options.
Unplug.
You're on.
No, thank
You're
you.
live.
Not mine.
I don't think it's you.
Why are you going up there? Well, that's not gonna do anything. That's not.
No, he's not. Relax.
Dude,
No.
camera.
That's people from church. I'll embarrass you.
Can you guys see us?
Yeah, I can see you.
Oh, you can?
Oh, Miriam and Josh. No, we can't see Miriam and Josh.
Oh, wonderful, even better.
No, make it so we can see you.
We'd like to see
We don't
you.
know how.
Yeah, we're like,
We're trying to figure it out.
we don't know what to
Okay.
do.
Look at the box. They're holding
Oh,
it.
they're boxes.
That's not how that works, Bob.
Like, yeah. Ah. Might as well let it be the movies.
Making noise.
How that works, Bob.
At the time, he's going to do it. It's gonna-
There's Littrals again. Welcome back, Littrals. And family. Everybody, welcome. Do you play Rush?
I'm here.
Whoa.
Are you ready for the most epic adventure ever? Next summer, Group VBS is taking kids on a ride they'll never forget. Get on the Rocky Railway.
Welcome, everybody. How's it going?
Good.
I see
Good.
Abby and Stephanie. I see Noah over there. Emma, and I see the Chase and Daniel and Jade and Miriam and Joshua are here with us. And
Who didn't we say their name to?
it's good to see everybody. Glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are all around, and good to see you. We have some more coming in a minute, so just we're going to get started with our VBS tonight. Glad that you guys have been able to be with us. We couldn't be all together at church for VBS this year, but it's great that we can all kind of get together here and be part of things as we do it here online. So we're going to have a great time. We're going to sing some songs like we usually do. We're going to have some videos, some skits. We're going to meet some friends and learn about Jesus and have a great few days here. We're going to do this every night from 7 to 8, and it'll be great to all be together. We're going to learn how Jesus' power pulls us through each night. We're going to learn something new about how Jesus' power helps us every day. So today, whenever we say Jesus' power helps us do hard things, then you say, trust Jesus, and raise your hand in Jesus, right? So let me hear you, everybody. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Jesus.
Everybody, now, come on. I know there's a delay, but it's okay. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Yeah, do the fist too. There you go. That's it, Noah. Very good. Emma, good. Okay. Well, we'll work on that as we go. We'll work on how Jesus power helps us do hard things. So this coronavirus has sort of knocked us off our choo-choo tracks a little bit. But with the help of Zoom, we're going to get back on tracks, and we're going to all be together and learn about God's Word. So let's let the fun begin. There's the fun. The fun is whistling. Each night, we're going to have songs, we're going to have a skit, we're going to have a Bible story, a craft, and we're going to have a wrap-up, a Rocky wrap-up with Jade. So if you're just joining us, just feel free to jump in and get yourself connected up, and we'll all have a good time together. Let's start with a song. I'm hearing an echo. Let's start with a song, and let's begin with. Oh,
You skipped it.
okay. Josh is going to show a video. Sorry, Josh is going to show a video first of a song.
Jesus loves me, yes I know, for the Bible tells me so. Let the ones to him belong, they are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me, yes, Jesus loves me, yes, Jesus loves me, the Bible tells me so.
Nice, very nice. Now, if you guys want to send in a video, that was the Literals Peyton and Will and Robbie, if you guys want to send in a video singing a VBS song, feel free to do it. Just have your parents send it to me, and we'll get it on for another. Hey, Gabriel, we'll get it on for another. Hey, Lucas, we'll get it on for another night. So as I was saying, we're going to start with singing. We're going to sing a song together, and we're learning about how Jesus' power helps us do hard things. So we're going to start with a song called "My God Is So Great." You guys remember "My God Is So Great"? From other VBS? There you go. That's it. So, here we go. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are hidden, the rivers are his, the stars are his handiwork. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Very, very nice. You guys are sounding great. It's hard to sing on Zoom a little bit, but you guys are making it work, making it sound really good. Let's visit with some friends of ours that you're going to be spending some time with this week. Cam, Track, and Sarah, and they've got a little problem that they're going to be dealing with, and we're going to get to see how they figure out how Jesus' power helps them do hard things too.
I heard some commotion last night about a rock slide. That could be really bad. Maybe we can find someone here that could help us. Oh, maybe this guy knows. Excuse me, do you work here?
Do I work here? Friend, I've been working on the railroad all the live long day. In fact, I don't just work on the trains, I drive the trains. Name's Cam Track, and I'm an engineer here.
Hi, I'm Sarah. With a name like Cam Track, you must know a lot about trains.
Yeah, well, when you love the trains like I do, they become part of you.
Wow, that's pretty deep. But maybe you can help us. My friends and I heard something about a rock slide.
You heard right. Last night, a bunch of huge boulders came tumbling down the mountain and landed right on the tracks.
That's not good.
No, and with the boulders where they are, the train can't move, we're stuck here. My crew and I were supposed to head down the mountain this morning, but we can't get out. Good thing I'm here to take care of it.
You really think you're strong enough to lift a massive boulder?
I don't think, I know.
Okay, well, why don't you warm up with this rock right here?
That little one right there? Easy, easy peasy. In fact, why don't you all take a step back just in case things go flying. All right, here we go. One second. Oh, it's useless. It's just too hard.
It's funny you should mention that, Cam, because today we were learning that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. It could be taking a test at school, or helping a sick family member, standing up to a bully, or even having to say bye to a friend and really going to miss them.
What are you doing? We've already established I'm not that strong.
None of us are strong on our own. But we have a friend who is, Jesus. Jesus is powerful in all ways. He can help us through anything, even the stuff that's hard for us on the inside. I know life can be hard sometimes, and it might feel really heavy, but Jesus is there to help us carry the load.
This Jesus guy sounds like a good person to have as a friend. Well, I should probably get back to my crew and figure out a way to fix this boulder problem. But maybe Jesus can help me figure out the right idea on how to fix that too.
Yeah, and when my friends and I are done here, we can come help you.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Okay, hi everyone. Are you guys ready to look into your kits, your white boxes? Everybody get your white box.
That's all you want?
And remember, we are only supposed to get out the items that we need for each day. So you have to be good listeners and follow directions. So you guys can open your boxes and look at the fun things. There's stickers, coloring pages, crafts. Did everybody have their box? Oh, and we have these are called banduras. So
What she's doing?
we can put them on.
Banduras.
Everybody can put their banduras on. This is how we wear them. I think we're all ready to rob a train now, right? Yeah. Well, these aren't for robbing trains. We can use these when we go outside for protection. I think they look great.
Got your own little mask.
When we wear these, we can remember that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Remember, Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Okay, you can set them aside now, and everyone find their sticker page.
Okay.
So it's day one, so you can put your yellow day one sticker on and the big yellow Bighorn sheep sticker on your box. You can put it anywhere you like on your box. You might want to divide your box into 5 sections because we'll have 5 nights of stickers. So later tonight or tomorrow, you can draw on your box to help remember the Bible story. So again, you're going to put the day one sticker and the Bighorn sheep sticker on. His name is Ramsey. He's a Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep, and they are found in the Rocky Mountains. So if we were on that train, out in Colorado, we would see these animals when we looked out the train. They really do have big horns. The males have bigger horns than the females. The males are called rams, and the females are called ewes. Everybody get their stickers on? You can put your sticker sheet back in your box and then get out your Tracking with Jesus. Wait. Tracking with Jesus Bible books for our Bible story. You can put the sticker sheet back in your box and set your box away. You'll need your Tracking with Jesus Bible books, and we'll have our Bible story. You'll also need your Bible. I haven't led a Zoom call before, much less an entire VBS from Zoom, and I think it will be hard. Do you think it will be hard? What are some things that are hard for you to do? Alex, can you think of anything that's hard for you to do?
Doing my homework.
Yes, homework, math, taking tests, those are hard things to do. How about being away from your friends for months because of this coronavirus? That can be hard. Emma, can you think of anything that's hard to do? Maybe it was hard to learn how to ride a bike?
Yeah.
It was hard doing reading and stuff.
Reading, sure. We all have things that are hard for us to do. Jobs that seem too big or stuff that seems too complicated to even try. When you run into something like that, just remember that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
It doesn't mean no Xavier. Isn't that not Joseph? Run into something that's hard? What does she say do?
Listen.
Got it from mine.
No, you didn't. No, the big ones were in there. Come on, man. If you're gonna...
Ananias, what are you doing? Scoot up.
What does it look like? I'm hiding.
Hiding from who?
From everyone.
Well, that's not going to work. I'm on a Zoom call. Everyone here can see you. By the way, everyone, this is my friend Ananias. Ananias, this is everyone.
Hi, people.
So why exactly are you hiding?
It's Saul. He is here in Damascus to arrest anyone who loves Jesus. And I love Jesus.
Oh, I guess.
He's thrown lots of Jesus' friends into prison, and he's here in Damascus.
So I guess you haven't heard
About how Saul appeared to Jesus and how a bright light shone around Saul, and Saul heard Jesus' voice, and then Saul fell on the ground, and then he was blind, and how his buddies led him here to Damascus. Yeah, I heard all that.
So why are you hiding? And why are you wearing that silly mustache?
It's a disguise. Wow. Thanks. Now you've blown my cover.
Trust me, it wasn't working.
Well, see, God came to me in a vision this morning, and he told me I should go to Straight Street. And when I got there, to ask for a man from Tarsus named Saul.
Wow.
And then I should place my hands on Saul and pray for him so Saul would be able to see again.
So why are you here instead of doing what God asked you to do?
Because when Saul is able to see, guess what he's going to see? Me. And Saul arrests Christians, and he throws them in jail, and he like throws rocks at them, and he puts them in chains, and he well, I don't know what he'll do with this, but I don't want to find out. Why is God asking me to do such a hard thing?
Maybe my new friends here know something you should know. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay, but this is a really hard thing, a super hard thing. I'm afraid, and I'm not sure I can do it. Have you ever had something hard to do and you weren't sure you'd be able to do it?
I have, and my friends have too. We were just talking about it. Emma said it's hard for reading. Alex says homework is hard. I'm leading VBS on Zoom. If God wants you to do something hard, do you think he'll give you the strength to do it?
Yeah, I think he will give me the strength.
Yes.
I'm going to Straight Street right now. Jesus' power helps us do hard things.
Trust Jesus. I hope Ananias has the courage to meet Saul. Ananias knows what God has asked him to do. Can any of you think of anything that God has asked you to do that's hard? Maybe it's to tell your friends about Jesus, or tell your friends you can't watch that movie, or to obey your parents, even when your sister is being mean to you. Maybe it's to read your Bible every day. Does anybody know of anything that God has asked them to do that's hard? Will, can you think of anything?
My friends work.
Okay, so now you know what God has asked you to do and what you're going to do. You know you're not alone, and we've all had to do hard things. Praying is one way that you can ask God for help to do hard things. Praying is just talking to God. And you know this, Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. I think Ananias prayed, and I think he asked God when he had to see Saul.
He wants me to check and see if they've got any games.
Thanks so much for reminding me that Jesus' power helps us to do hard things.
Trust Jesus. So what happened?
Well, I found the house, and I went in, and there was Saul. He hadn't eaten in 3 days. He was still really skinny.
What did you do?
Well, I said, Brother Saul, the Lord Jesus, who appeared to you on the road to Damascus, sent me so you can get your sight back and be filled with the Holy Spirit. And I put my hands on him, and bam! Those weird, scaly things fell off his eyes, and he could see again.
That's incredible.
I know. And he was baptized, and he had something to eat, and I came here to let you all know how it turned out.
It sounds like God has some big plans for Saul.
I think he has big plans for everybody here. We can do it too because Jesus' power helps us to do hard things.
Trust Jesus.
Well, I gotta run. Thanks for your help, friends.
You always need to trust Jesus.
That's
I
right.
will. Thank you. Bye.
That's a great story, Ananias. Thanks for telling us about how God gave you the strength to do something hard. You can find this story in the Bible in the book of Acts, chapter 9. But we're going to look at it first in our Tracking with Jesus Bible book. So let's open to page 3. Lucas, can you read page 3 for us in our Bible books?
Bible books, page 3. El librito que te dio, que te dio con los stickers.
Jesus' power helps us do hard things.
Can you read the rest?
For I can do everything through Christ, who gives me strength. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. Meet Ramsey.
Excellent. Okay, turn to page 4, and I'll read the top. It says, my name is Ananias, and Jesus asked me to do something really hard. Thankfully, I didn't have to do it by myself. Jesus was with me, giving me the power to do it. Sometimes in life, you have to do hard things, and other times you can choose whether or not you want to do them. Are there some hard things you'd like to try someday? We have to fill in the faces to show what you would think about the tough stuff below. So we're just going to do this by ourselves really quickly for just a minute. You're going to put a color in the frowny face if you'll never do that, the straight face if you might try it, and the smiley face if you can try it. And there's some really crazy things here. Do you think you would skydive? Swim with sharks? Ride the world's fastest roller coaster? Climb a tall mountain? Drive a race car? I could see Daniel driving a race car. Run through fire? Wrestle an alligator? Now Robbie would wrestle an alligator. Run a marathon?
That is crazy. Absolute craziness. Insane.
Ski an Olympic ski jump? Or eat a grasshopper? I wouldn't eat a grasshopper.
I wouldn't do any of those things.
Is the grasshopper dead?
Covered in chocolate?
Is Mary, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you read 5 through 10 for us in the book, please? Page 5
yeah.
through 10.
Joshua and Miriam.
Like right now?
Yes, please.
Eye opener, Acts 9, 1 through 19 by Ananias. Saul, his name made most Christians shake and shiver in their sandals, and I quaked even and quivered right along with them. Even though I lived a long way from Jerusalem, I'd heard the scary stories. Saul hated Jesus' followers. He hunted down believers and sent them to jail, and if he didn't throw them in jail, he'd help toss them in the grave. Saul was one scary dude. And Jesus wanted me to pay Saul a visit? But Lord, I prayed, I've heard so many stories and terrible things he's done to believers like me. He arrests every Jesus follower he finds. Jesus' voice was clear. I have special plans for Saul. He's going to bring the good news to people everywhere.
Go ahead and read through page 10, please.
I learned the scoop on what had happened to Saul. He had been on the road from Jerusalem, coming to arrest more believers in Damascus, but Jesus appeared to him in a bright light, and Saul went blind. Saul's friends had to lead him the rest of the way to Damascus, where he waited in darkness for 3 days. And now, Jesus wants me to go pray for Saul? Gulp. As frightened as I was, I knew I needed to trust Jesus, no matter what. If Jesus asked me to give Saul his sight back, then I needed to do it, even if that meant Saul putting me in jail. I went to the house of a man named Judas, who lived on Straight Street. When I saw Saul, he looked nothing like the raging bully I'd imagined. He looked tired and hungry, After all, he hadn't had anything to eat or drink for 3 days. I gently put my hands on his head. Saul, my friend, Jesus sent me so you could see again, and so you can be filled with God's Holy Spirit, I said. Just like that, something strange, like scales, fell off Saul's eyes, and he blinked in the bright light. I can see, he said. I could tell right away that he could see, not just with his eyes, but also with his heart. Saul wanted to be baptized and to have a snack. 3 days is a long time to have an empty belly. Soon, Saul became one of Jesus' most faithful followers, helping people everywhere see the light of Jesus in a whole new way. Sometimes, Jesus wants us to do things that are hard, like becoming friends with someone you don't like very much, or forgiving someone who hurt you, or stopping a bad habit. But if Jesus wants us to do something, he always gives us the power to do it. Jesus will be with us all the way, just like he was with me when I went to visit Saul for the first time. I was scared and unsure, but I had Jesus' power with me the whole time. Doing the right thing can seem hard sometimes. Maybe it's challenging to be patient with a younger brother or sister. Maybe it's hard for you to control yourself when it comes to watching screens too much or eating unhealthy food. But you know what? Jesus' power can give you the power to do those hard things. If you trust Jesus and ask him to help you, Jesus always will. Ananias.
Excellent reading, Miriam. Thank you. We've had a super Bible story, and now we can remember that God can help us like he helped Ananias. Because Ananias helped Saul learn about Jesus. Many, many people have learned about Jesus. We can even learn about Jesus today from Saul. Saul changed his name to Paul. So you probably know him better as Paul. Paul wrote 13 or 14 books in the Bible. And our Bible verse today is even from Paul in his letter to the Philippians. Chapter 4, verse 13 says, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. And he knew a lot about doing hard things. Hopefully, our craft won't be too hard. Everyone, put your Bible books back in your boxes. And remember, you need your imaginations, and you won't need those Ziploc baggies.
Welcome to Imagination Station. I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait to see what incredible things we'll discover about Jesus' power this week. We're going to have so much fun together. But Before we get started, I need to ask you something. Who brought their imagination today? I was worried you might forget your imagination since this is the first day of VBS. So I was talking to my friend Ramsey. I think you met my friend Ramsey earlier, right? Well, Ramsey is a bighorn sheep, and he told me that him and his friends love living in the Rocky Mountains. The mountains are so beautiful, and the scenery is so spectacular. But Ramsey said that sometimes it's kind of hard to live in the mountains, especially in the winter when it snows. That's when Ramsey's sure-footed feet come in handy. Ramsey's feet help him do hard things, like walk on slippery, snowy mountains. Even when it snows, Ramsey knows that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. There, that's better. I think your imaginations are up and running now. And that's a good thing, because each day at Imagination Station, you'll get to be part of fun activities and experiments that help us discover more about Jesus' power. And you'll get to play with an awesome, science-y fun gizmo every day. We'll get to our first activity in a minute. But first, I have another question for you. How long do you think it takes a baby bighorn sheep to be able to walk and climb as well as its mother? Does it take 6 weeks or 1 day? Think about that and decide on your answer. Okay, I need a loud drum roll before I reveal the answer. Make a drum roll with me. And the answer is, a baby bighorn can walk and climb as well as its mother within just 1 day. Imagine that. Let's get back on track. Grab some paper and a marker to make your own train tracks. Draw a train track from one end of the paper to the other. You can draw mountains and trees, streams if you want, and curve it through the Rocky Mountains. You can even add fun stickers if you have some. I'll give you a moment. Have fun. Today, we're discovering that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. You know, sometimes we all have to do hard things, and we may not understand why. we may not be able to control what's happening. Our lives seem to be going in all different directions. Let's see what that's like. This is my off-rail roller. Go ahead and grab your off-rail roller pieces, and I'll lead you through how to put it together. To assemble your off-rail roller, first lay out all of the pieces. You should have 2 black circular pieces. One has a flat side. The other has a bump in the middle. You'll have 2 straws, a long straw and a short straw, a rubber band, and a paper clip from home. The first step is to thread the rubber band through the paper clip. This paper clip is going to act as a needle. It should look like this. Take the black piece with the bump on the outside and using the paper clip, thread the rubber band through the hole. You should have the rubber band coming out one side and a paper clip coming out the other. Grab your large straw and pull it through the rubber band. Using the paper clip, pull until the straw is flat against the outside and stays in place. Then take the other black piece, the flat circle. Use the paper clip to thread again through the hole. Push the 2 black pieces together until they snap in the middle. Then pull the paper clip and the rubber band apart. Be sure to keep one finger in the rubber band so you can thread the short straw. When you're finished, it should look just like this: a long straw on the side with a bump, and a short straw on the flat side. Now pick up your off-rail roller, holding the short side in your hand, wind the long straw. Do it several times. The more you wind it, the longer it will go. And we're off the rails. Take a few minutes and experiment with your off-rail roller. You might want to try it on some different surfaces. You could even try to keep it on your paper track. After a few minutes, you'll hear the train whistle when it's time to come back. Have fun! off-rail roller and put it inside a baggie. If you happen to have a Try This at Home sticker, it will help you remember today's Bible point, that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. All right, that's it for today. We'll see you back again next time at Imagination Station.
Awesome. Looked like a lot of you had your roller going. That's fantastic.
I have one thing to say.
What's that?
I didn't get a paper clip in one of mine.
That was you were supposed to get that from home, she said.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
We're gonna put the video.
We'll put the video online tonight or tomorrow so that you can go back and watch it again if you want to make it then. Tonight, though, we have a YouTube star with us. You might have seen Miss Jade's Bible ABCs, and if you have, then you recognize Miss Jade sitting here, and she is going to introduce another feature we're going to have, some stories of real kids and how they find that God's power helps them to do things that they couldn't normally do. So here comes Jade. We'll just let you have it. Enjoy, Jade.
Thanks, Patrick. I don't know about YouTube star. I gotta work on, like and subscribe below. We'll work on that. But it's good to see you guys, and that craft was really fun. Y'all did a good job with it. That's really fun. Going off the rails, right? So in your kit, you should be able to find a little packet that looks like this. It's going to have some cards in it and a bracelet. And I'd like for you guys to take out the bracelet, if you don't mind. And if you look carefully, you'll see that it says, watch for God. Okay? So this is really cool. And this bracelet is such a good reminder that we can watch for God in different ways every single day. We can watch for God in our relationships. Sometimes if we see something really cool outside, like today I went over the Chicago River and there were kayakers really enjoying the day and all the sunshine. So sunshine and a beautiful day is another gift from God. So that's another way to watch for God. So again, this bracelet is just a really cool.
Red.
Yeah, did you guys find it? This bracelet is such a cool reminder about all the different ways that we can watch for God every single day. So enjoy wearing that. And we'll pull something else out of the little packets in just a second. But first, we're going to watch a kid video. And it's a kid just like you guys. And his name is Dominic. And Dominic does a sport called karate. Have you guys anybody here ever done karate? Tried it out, not on your siblings, but like in a class, right?
I've done taekwondo.
Hey, even better. That's perfect. Really good. Okay, so yeah, so you guys have an idea of what karate is, right? So a couple cool things about karate is that it's part sport, but it's also part discipline as well. So there's a lot of focusing, a lot of kind of setting your body up, setting your mind up. So it not only works your muscles and things like that, and keeps your heart rate up and gives you something physical, but it also helps center your mind and kind of sets you up. So Dominic, the kiddo in the video that you guys are going to watch, he does pretty well with his karate, but he does run into a bit of a snag. And so I want you guys to kind of see how he overcomes that. And his story is kind of a really good example of how God and Jesus can help us. Jesus gives us the power to do the hard things. Trust Jesus. Let's hear it. You guys fist it up. Trust Jesus. There we go. Don't fall asleep yet. It's only 7:46. I know you're not tired.
Yeah.
All right. Yay. Hey, partner. I know you have energy. All right. Josh, do you mind rolling that video of Dominic?
Hi, Sweat.
Hey, we'll go.
My name is Dominic, and I'm almost 11 years old.
Dominic lives with his mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa. He enjoys all kinds of hobbies, but one is his favorite.
I like to build things. I also like karate a lot.
Oh, I'm doing
I love karate because I get to really express myself and I get to have fun, and I also get to build character and build physical strength.
Learning karate is hard work. Dominic practices up to 3 times a week. Plus, he practices at home with his dad.
The hardest thing about karate is definitely a lot of push-ups, leg lifts, sit-ups.
Dominic knows that he needs to trust Jesus when things get hard.
There was this board breaking thing, and I saw all the other kids break it with their palm. Right here. Boom. Just didn't work out for me.
Dominic failed to break the board with his hand, but he didn't give up. He continued to train, and he asked Jesus to help him.
And I said, I'm gonna break this board. It's an obstacle in my way, and let me push through it. And I broke it.
Another part of karate is taking tests to earn new belts. Each belt color represents a new level. Earning a new belt is hard.
I was very discouraged on the first day because I was afraid I wasn't going to pass, and that's what brought me down. The second day, I was feeling very, very discouraged, very, very, very sad. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to pass this, and I didn't. I failed, and I failed, and I failed. Finally got to the last day that I could possibly test, and I said, this isn't going to be like those last times. I am going to pass it. I said, you know what, Jesus can help me get through this. I'm just going to pray to him today. I am going to pass the test tomorrow. And I did.
In the Bible, in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 13, it says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength."
My 3-day test, it was really hard. And Jesus helped me through that. I was nervous for it. If you're going through hard things, I suggest that all you need to do is just trust in God and he'll help you. Pray to God and he can get you through anything. Jesus' power helps us do hard things.
Alrighty, that was a pretty cute video, right? So I wanted to throw it out to you guys with a couple of questions. So the first one, how do you guys picture Dominic felt when he couldn't break the board?
He felt nervous.
Yeah, he felt so
He
nervous.
felt terrified.
Terrified?
Oh.
Super sad, right? Absolutely.
That's after.
Yeah, because if you guys feel, when you do karate, it's in front of an audience, right? All the parents and other kids watching. Yeah, and so it can be really embarrassing because if he thinks he's able to do it, and so far he's been able to, his body's been able to do everything up until that point, but he just can't break that board. So he could have felt embarrassed. So he could have stopped karate. He could have said, that's it. It's clear. I can't do karate. I'm just going to quit right now. But he didn't do that, right? And because he trusted Jesus, he prayed and asked God to kind of help him focus a little bit. What was the outcome? What was he able to do?
He completed it.
He did. Isn't that amazing? That's so super cool. Can you guys imagine? That would have been really cool to see and to do. So I want to ask you guys, has there been anything that maybe you tried to do and you were a little scared to do it? And it could be, sporty things like karate, sports. It could also be if maybe you went to a new school and you were a little nervous about that, or maybe you went on a field trip and you were nervous who's going to sit with you on the bus or something. But yeah, let's hear. Girls, do y'all have I saw a hand.
Wait, go ahead. Like it was hard trying to do my roller skates.
Whoa. Yes, roller skating is so much about balance, and you got to really figure out when to move your leg. I hear you. Are you able to do it now?
Well, yeah. Like once my dad was on the phone with somebody, and I tried to skate on my own, but I fell.
Oh man, that stinks.
But
I mean,
now,
but did you get back up and try again?
yeah, but I needed to sit down a little.
Yeah. Oh, good call. Yeah, sometimes, and that totally happens, Emma. That's such a good point. Sometimes we do need to take a time out, right? And just kind of refocus and settle a little bit. And then we're able to get right back into it. So I like that. I think that's such a good answer. Cool. Roller skates. So much fun. Anybody else have something that maybe they tried, they were a little scared to do? Or maybe there's something that you tried and you really didn't like it at all and you moved on to something else. That's okay too. That happens.
We got 8 more minutes.
Anybody have any other ones? Yes, Robbie.
I was like scared because I didn't know if I was going to make the project or not, but I actually did. Then I felt better.
That's so good. Yeah, you worked right through it. You didn't give up. That's fantastic. And that's the whole point, right? It's not giving up. Jesus will give us the strength that we need to do the cool things that we need to do, which is really fun. So if you guys want to pull out your little baggie that had your bracelet in it, I want you to find the card that has Ramsey on it. So remember Ramsey the Ram, he's kind of our, I don't know, what would you say? Mascot for today? Yeah, so here's Ramsey. And so you can actually punch Ramsey out of his little card holder, and he has a stand. And on the back is our Bible verse. We have our theme for today, which is Jesus' power helps us do the hard things. And then our Bible verse from Philippians 4:13, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. And so it was true for people in the Bible, and it's true for us as well. We never have to do anything alone. We're always with God, which is such a great reminder. So yeah, there's Ramsey. You can take out the back, and he can, I think if we bend this and kind of set that little part right in there, if you guys can see that. Yeah. Awesome. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for watching the video and participating. Keep that bracelet on. Watch for God. And in between now and tomorrow, watch for all those cool things that God does every single day to show us how much he loves us and cares for us. And don't forget, trust Jesus. Jesus helps us do the hard things. All right, I think I'm gonna throw it back to Patrick. Yeah, and let him and Laura roll us out.
Thanks, Jade. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Everyone can get out their coloring sheet that has Ramsey on it. And you guys can color it for tomorrow. I'd like to see everybody's finished projects for tomorrow. But then I want you to put everything else back in your box and save your box for tomorrow. Okay?
Cool. Well, it's been great to be with you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Don't forget about those coloring sheets tomorrow. We'd love to see which one. Ramsey, make him orange and blue if you want to, or make him green and gold, or whatever color he'd like. We're almost out of time tonight, but let's sing a song or two before we close up. Let's sing the fruit of the Spirit. Do you guys remember the fruit of the Spirit?
The fruit of the Spirit's not an apple.
That's the one. That's the one.
Not an apple. If you want to be an apple.
All right, so let's Lucas is already halfway through the song. So let's go. Here we go. The fruit of the spirit's not an
Apple.
Apricot.
fruit of the spirit's not an apple.
Apple.
If you want
Apple, you might as well hear it.
Yeah. Spirit, it's love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control.
Joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness,
Control.
the fruit of the spirit's not a
Pineapple.
pineapple. Fruit of the spirit's not
I
a
certainly
pineapple.
can't do
If you want to be a
Pineapple,
might
you
as
might
well
as well hear it. You
can't
can't
be
be
the
the
fruit
fruit
of
of
the
the
spirit.
spirit.
The spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
Love,
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
The fruit of the spirit's not a
Ice cream. Pumpkin.
fruit of the spirit's not a banana. If you want to be a
Banana.
you might as
You might
well
as well hear it. You can't be a
the
fruit of the
spirit.
spirit.
Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
You guys sound great. Oh, Laura, here. Hang on.
So one of the things of Staycation Bible School was always the snack, but we can't be together. But on your list of things I wrote on there, parents might have for you is graham crackers. So you guys can try making a treat with graham crackers for a snack for your bedtime snack tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm already gonna ask my mom for dinner.
Oh, dinner first, right? But you can make it into a treat. I'd like to see your creations if you want to tomorrow.
Okay, I shall put this on my notes.
All right. How do we usually close Vacation Bible School?
So, Gabriel, is Calvin still there?
What?
Calvin.
How do we usually
Potato!
close Vacation Bible School? What do we usually do each night?
I'm gonna wait 1 more minute, then leave.
Pray.
1 minute. We can do it in 1
Well,
minute.
we're gonna close the way we usually do, which is to sing Booster. So let's all get ready to sing Booster.
Rooster, the rooster. I forgot which song.
Booster, don't be like a rooster. Booster, booster,
Booster.
Close this out. Strong note.
I certainly can't do self-control like the Fruit of the Spirit song says.
Right. Here we go. Booster, booster, be a
booster.
Don't be much like a rooster. Booster, booster, be a booster. Good to see you guys. Come back tomorrow night, same time. And,
Bye. Later, Xavier.
Bye, Lucas.
Good to see you guys.
I'm gonna call you when I'm gonna call you after this. Bye, Gabriel. Bye, Swag.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Bobby. Bye. How do I leave?
Oh, dua.
Oh.